Please, if you are a woman and you are in Zambia, share this broadcast, everybody. Tag as many women as possible in the nation of Zambia. Ladies, tag as many ladies as possible in the nation. God bless you. I want to respond to something because there is a time when we, the men of God, and some of us who have attained a level of being a father of faith in the nation and are highly respected and highly regarded, there are certain times when we need to put a stand to certain things. And I want to respond to one or two things categorically. Share this video. Let everybody know that Prophetic Genesis is live. As you know, everybody, these days I don't do live as I used to. I usually don't come live based on one reason or the other. But I want to address some things. Share this video. Invite somebody to this video. Invite your sister to this video. Invite your brother to this video. You see, in ministry or in life, there are certain things that a man of God and a man should not say about a woman. There are certain things that a man or a man of God must not say about a woman. If my video is okay, tell me that the video is okay. If you are hearing me loud and clear, let me know that you are hearing me loud and clear. There are certain things that a man should not say about a woman. I want to say some things because we are living in a generation, we are living in a dispensation where anybody can say anything and nobody is going to put them on check. We are living in a generation, in a dispensation where people want to trend. It does not matter how they trend as long as they are able to trend. Share this video, every one of you. I want to address some certain things, certain statements that a man in court, a man of God, supposedly, because you need to understand that there is a difference between a Facebook pastor and a pastor that is pastoring people. There is a difference between a Facebook pastor and a pastor that is pastoring people. You cannot talk about women in a demeanor. Women are mothers. That's number one. No matter how intelligent you think you are, you cannot begin to disrespect women and think that you are giving advice. Even in advice, there is a certain level of respect that you must have for women. You cannot say, mileage na ipitidila. You cannot. How can a man of God that seeks the face of God begin to talk about women like vehicles at mileage na ipitidila? A man of God, it is so shameful and very disrespectful that a man will begin to address women as a community project. How do you address a woman as a community project? Women go through a lot of things. A woman can enter into a relationship today and get dumped tomorrow, and enter into another relationship and things may not work out in that relationship. Does it qualify that woman to become a community project? You see, you need to respect women. You need to respect women. When a woman goes through a series of disappointments, does she become a community project? Are you okay? This is what happens when a man of God or a pastor or a motivational speaker does not have real people that he talks to. He does not have real people that he can sit down with. Do you know what women are going through? Do you know what single mothers are going through? Do you know how many women have been at the edge of committing suicide, and we counseled them and we spoke to them? Do you know what happens to these young ladies? And you dare call a woman that has passed through a series of disappointments a community project? And you are telling young boys who are busy disappointing young ladies, who are the source of their problem, you are busy telling them that this woman, you cannot marry her, she's a community project. How dare you? Reverend Water, my name is Prophet Ian Genesis, and I am the man that is carrying the Genesis mandate, demonstrating the God of the beginning in the now. I challenge you. How dare you? We have tolerated you for a very long time on social media. You don't have a church. You don't understand what women are going through. Every day we are counseling women. Every day we are talking to single mothers. Every day we are talking to young girls who are keeping pregnancies because a young boy lied to them. And you dare come on social media and come and call them a community project. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? A young lady is passing through pain. Boys are coming into her life, lying to her, deceiving her. She goes through a series of disappointments, and you dare come on social media in the name of advising, in the name of catching a cruise, in the name of uplifting numbers, in the name of being like you are the widest. And you begin to call these young ladies a community project. Something is wrong with you. I think your age is not coordinating with your brain. I dare say this on social media. I think your head is not coordinating with your brain. Anytime you see a man with PEM, you see a man with PEM, you see a man with PEM, just know that there is something wrong with that man. Anytime you see a man with PEM, wetruk, PEM, just know that there is something wrong with that man. How dare you call somebody's daughter a community project? How dare you call somebody's daughter? Do you know what these girls are going through? The other day, I was counseling a girl that a man got pregnant and asked her to abort. And the girl said, I will not abort this pregnancy. And she kept the pregnancy. The girl was suffering with the pregnancy alone. She managed to deliver a baby alone. And you dare come on social media and call that kind of a girl a community project. I am not advocating for sex after marriage, but the truth of the matter is this: you cannot judge people based on the circumstances they go through. You have no right to judge people based on the circumstances of things that go around their life. You have no right. You have no right. You have no right. You can't call people a community project. And if you are a woman and you are supporting him, don't worry. When they break your heart, we also know that you are a community project. When they break your heart, if you are a woman and you are supporting him, when they break your heart, we also know that you are a community project. You can't call people a community project. You can't use, as a man of God, there are certain words you cannot use. These words are a demeanor to women. How do you say that about women? Do you know how many these boys who are in college, how many girls they have slept with? And you come on Facebook, you want to become a Facebook judge because you want to catch a cruise. Listen, Reverend Water said, anybody to challenge him on a debate, I am ready to challenge you on a debate. Because you don't understand the topics you are diving into. A relationship is something that a person cannot correctly predict. A relationship is something that someone cannot correctly predict. Someone can get married today and get divorced tomorrow. That does not make that woman a wayward woman. People agree, people disagree in relationships. We are living in a generation, in a dispensation, sorry to say this, we are living in a generation, in a dispensation where it is close to impossible to find a virgin. And I'm telling you the truth, not because women are a problem, because the men themselves are a problem. I want to say this without fear of contradiction. We are living in a generation, in a dispensation, where it is close to being impossible to find a single lady who is a virgin. Why? Because men are so sophisticated now that before you can even say yes or no, what they want from women are going through a lot. Women are going through a lot. Women are going, you don't understand what women are going through. Women are going through a lot. In this generation, show me where 95% of men that approach women, they want sex from them. And you have the right to come on social media and be blaming women. Why not blame the men? If the men are not looking for sex from the women, won't the women control themselves? Sorry, I'm saying something now. Because it seems like it is okay to blame the woman, and it's not okay to blame the man. Do you know that very mileage you are talking about? Do you know how the mileage of some boys is? Or some boys are? You are busy talking about a woman and you are talking about mileage. You are busy talking. It takes prayer and fasting in this generation for a woman to successfully resist her boyfriend. We are living in a generation where if a woman says no, the man will leave. And I'm not saying women should allow that to happen, but I'm telling you the truth. For a relationship to survive now, on no sex in that relationship, it takes the hand of God. It really takes the hand of God. It is the men that are the biggest problem. It's not the women. Who told you? Do you know that women can handle themselves sexually? I can tell you this without fear of contradiction. A reverend without a church is here trying to talk to our members. A reverend without a church. We that understand the pain of our members, we are quiet. A reverend without a church, without a member, is here on Facebook to tell us how our members should be, how they must be. Do you know what they are going through? Women can stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years without sex. They can stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 without sex. If the man is not looking for sex, will the girl force the man? I want to ask you, Reverend Water, if the man is not looking for sex, will the woman force the man to have sex? This Gen Z generation, where you have to you pick a side. You pick a side and say, hey, women, don't marry her. She's a community project. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. You want to put our girls into depression? You want them to die into depression? They are already depressed. We live in Lusaka where young men say Lusaka is for business. I'm telling you. We live in Lusaka where young men say Lusaka is for business. And you expect our young ladies to be normal. They can't be normal. Deal with the men first. Before you can deal with the women, deal with the men first. Because it is a man. I have never seen a woman who is a sexaholic. A woman only, sorry to say this, a woman only has sex with a man once the man makes a move. So before you can talk to our women, talk to the men. The men are the problem. The women have never been a problem. The women have never been a problem. But because you don't have a church, so you have no woman that sits down with you and tells you, Papa, this is my problem. Man of God, this is my problem. So you don't have an idea what you're talking about. You don't have a church. You don't have a church. So you have no idea. Facebook is your church. When they post you on Mwambazi, they post you on these things where you feel like you are trending. That is where you feel like you are a reverend. There. When you are trending. You challenge pastors to a debate. I have accepted your debate. Put me on that platform. Let me talk to you. Put me on that platform. Let me talk to you. Are you getting what I'm saying? Women are going through things. You find that a young lady believed in a man. She believed in him 100%. She gave him her heart. Gave him her conscience, gave him her mind. She was ready to die for that man. And what does the man do? We are living in a crazy generation. We are living in a crazy generation. You don't understand. That is why you are attacking women. You don't understand. Have you ever seen a woman that proposed to herself? Even that mileage you are talking about, that yapiti their mileage, is it not boys? How can, in fact, for a man of God to talk like that? A man of God to talk like that? A girl is in college. She knows nothing about men. A stupid boy from somewhere comes, lies to her, deceives her. Makes her life miserable. Sorry to say this. We are living in a generation at a time where men don't have conscience. Let me tell you the truth. We are living in a generation and a time where men don't have conscience. If you find a woman that is a savage, ask her to tell you her story. If you find a woman that is a savage, tell her to tell you her story. You will cry. You will mourn. You will weep. I'm speaking here now. Because you want to catch social media cruise. You want everybody on social media to clap for you. You want everybody to clap. Hey, mileage, yapiti reader. Mileage, yapiti reader. You want people to clap for you. That's why you are bringing nonsense on social media. Busy disgracing us. Busy disgracing us as men. If you find let me tell you the truth. If you find a woman that is wayward, tell her to tell you her story. You will know. You will know. You that is watching this video and you are a man that is attacking women, how is your mileage? Let's talk about you. You yourself that is busy judging those women, how is your mileage? You dare call a woman a community project? Community project? Women are not wired to be unfaithful. Let me say this to you, in case you don't know women, because we are pastors. We are men of God. We are people that sit down with women. We are people that counsel women. Let us educate you about women. Things that you don't understand about women. Women are not wired to cheat. Women are not wired to lie. Women are not wired to jump from one man to the other. Women only become savages when things go. You don't understand. Look at that. That's a man commenting that. He's saying, I'm a man and my mileage is not something I'm happy with. Do you know what you're talking about? Women, let me educate you about women. Maybe you don't know women. Because your church is on Facebook, so you don't have feedback. The problem with people who only minister on Facebook, they minister on Twitter, they always think that they are right because they don't have a feedback. Let us, some of us, Reverend Water, let some of us who have got standing ministries, credible ministries with credible members, let us school you so that you will understand women. It takes a lot for a woman to become a savage. Even, listen to me, it takes a lot even for a woman to cheat, to lie. It takes a lot. There is something a man has directly or indirectly done to her that causes her to do the things she does. Sometimes it is not because of our present relationship. Sometimes it is because of our previous relationship. That is why she does the things she does. So who is the cause of the woman problem? It's the man. Are you getting what I'm saying? Just for those two statements you made, sir, with all due respect, with your pen and wet rook, I think you need to sit yourself down and try to introspect on the subject matter you are trying to talk about, because you have no idea what women are going through. Just the other day, I was called to a house where we had to go and administer milk and prayer. Milk. A young girl wanted to commit suicide. We had to first of all give her milk. We had to first of all pray, and we had to sit down with her and begin to counsel her. Many young women are going through depression. These sons of Pharaoh in Lusaka, especially, these sons of Pharaoh in Lusaka especially, I'm telling you, they are making our daughters go through hell. We need to protect women. Instead of judging them, we need to protect. Where are the men? Where are the men of God that can sit down and protect the integrity of women? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? You see, men are repenting on this video. They are repenting. They are saying, I'm sorry for what I've done to women. Men are repenting. You find stories of women that are touching, stories of women. And very soon, I will start a social media publication where I'll be bringing some women who are comfortable to tell their story online. Let them come and tell their story. You will cry. You will mourn. You will cry. Cry. And we see a man with wet look and pain saying women don't marry her because the woman is a community project. What about if the man himself is a community project? How many young men who are on the edge of marriage now, how many of them can confidently hit their hand on their chest and say they are virgins? How many? You that is watching me right now, can you hit your hand on the chest as a man and say you are a virgin? Can you hit your hand on the chest as a virgin? And you want to judge women. You want to judge women. You want to judge women. Make women a demeanor. Very soon we are going to hear that, all single mothers, because this is where it is going. Very soon you are going to disrespect single mothers. Very soon, as if they impregnated themselves. Why doesn't this society get responsibility to caution the men? You find that a young lady gets pregnant, the society will laugh at the young lady. Where is the guy that made her pregnant? Where is the guy that made her pregnant? So is the woman made herself pregnant? You think the woman made herself pregnant? And we have so many irresponsible boys who have run away from their responsibility as parents. Am I speaking to somebody here? You see a useless person in the name of Edward Piri asking me what I'm talking about. You are the same people. You are the same people busy destroying other people's daughter. You are coming on Facebook to claim these people are community project. Community project. Look at that. Mulenga Joel is saying, I'm a culprit as well. I wish I could reverse the time and start over with women. Look at that. Men who are men are taking responsibility. You think what I'm talking about is a child's play? You think it's a story? You think it's a story? If I see a man commenting anyhow here, I will slap you. Oh, sorry, it's on Facebook. I wish you were standing next to me. I will just was you. Reverend Water challenged anybody to a debate. My name is Prophet Ian Genesis, and I am the man that is carrying the Genesis mandate. I am accepting his challenge to a debate. I am so disturbed with the statements that he made with regards mileage. What is mileage? What is mileage? Is that not a demeanor to women? Is that not a demeanor to women? What is mileage? Let's put the cards on the table. What is mileage? When you refer to a woman as mileage, you are also referring to a woman as a prostitute. Now, based on my own ordination as a man with the collar, based iwe Edward nakaripa maningi, nakaripa ngatsuziwa nakaripa maningi, because just yesterday I was dealing with an issue where a young girl wanted to commit suicide because of what a boy did to her. Nakaripa maningi. You can't address women in such a demeanor. You can't say, what is mileage? What is mileage? Mileage is referring to a person as a prostitute. Now, if a woman, now let me tell you, let me be honest, because we must be honest with one another. In our conversations and in our arguments, we must be honest with one another. I can confidently hit my hand on my chest, as sad as it is. As much as we may not want to agree, most of our young men just want sex from women. As much as we may agree, and we may not disagree. Edward is saying, I have 6 children from different women, and I've just realized. You see, it's a problem. Let us not just go quickly. Wakazi ndiye wana problem. Wakazi ndiye wana problem. No. The moment you say mileage in a pity reader, I will not even listen to what you are saying. I will not listen to the good points that you are saying, because the moment you become disrespectful, your point is not valid. The moment you just become disrespectful, your point is not valid. And I'm afraid to tell you. I'm afraid. Can you see that 95% of the people who are supporting Reverend Water are men who are not virgins, who are also responsible over breaking many girls' hearts after sleeping with them? Many of them who are commenting here. Many of them who are commenting here. They are responsible over breaking not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, even 5 women's hearts. And on top of that, they slept with those women. Why didn't you stop yourself from sleeping with them? So that in the future, you can refer to yourself as an upright man that dated a woman and never slept with her, and have our mileage is intact. Before you can accuse people or want to come out in a certain way on social media, have a balance. What Reverend Water said, let me make it clear to you. It has the capacity, the capability of breaking more relationships than mending them. And this is now my point before I go offline. What he said has the capacity, the capability of breaking more relationships. Remember, he's a public figure. He's a role model to our generation and those that watch him. So when he makes such a statement, he must be very careful to analyze the effects of his statement. What are the effects of his statement? The effects of his statement is, when a young lady has gone through a series of disappointment and she has slept with some men, which I don't agree with, she is automatically promiscuous and must not get married. Very sad. Very, very, very sad. But I know, because a man that doesn't have a physical ministry has a social media blog. He does it for numbers. They do it for numbers. That's the reason why most of the time these days, I have a very huge number on Facebook. I have a very huge following on Facebook. But I don't feel the edge to come on live and to talk about certain things, because truthfully speaking, now we are living in a generation which applauds nonsense. We are living in a generation, in a dispensation which applauds nonsense. Imagine your sister's relationship yesterday was over because somebody on social media said she's not fit to get married because mileage are repeated. Imagine, think about it. Just think about it. We are destroying our society. The subject must not even be about women. The subject must be with men. When we talk about the subject of sex, it's the subject of a man. It's a man's arena. If we are being pragmatic about it, if we are being analytical about it, if we really want to be honest about it, the subject of sex is a man's agenda. It's never a woman's agenda. And I say this without fear of contradiction. If you feel the need, Reverend Water, to put me on a debate, I'm ready to debate you. Because one of the things that has happened in this generation is that we are afraid to debate. So because we are afraid to debate, it has become a norm that anyone that has a theory and he stretches it out on social media, as long as he can push it out for a long time, it becomes a narrative. And his narrative becomes correct. We want to stop that. And for all of you that are saying, I missed his teaching, I didn't miss his teaching. I know where he's heading to in his teaching. He wants to portray a certain picture about women which he will not succeed to do. He will not succeed to do that. Because as a spiritual father and as a mentor to many women who are struggling with disappointment, there are certain things that is not permitted to say by virtue of who he is. If you are a mentor to women, there are certain things that you are not permitted to say by virtue of who you are and what you represent in their lives. Because you don't understand the circumstances to which they reached the particular point where they reached. I know a lot of decent single women, single mothers. I know a lot of them. They are very decent and they are single mothers. Very decent and they are single mothers. I know women, and this does not sound good, but it is true. I know women who have been broken-hearted, messed up by men, even to a point that they were taken advantage of, and they slept with these men, and they are still decent women. Now, I want to repeat what I said for the sake of those of you who are slow in thinking. There are women that I know. There are women that I know who have been disappointed not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. And in all their 4 relationships, they slept with the men. But when you look at their story, the men were just idiots. Men are very sophisticated. Men, you see, you don't understand. Men as someone is saying, go and debate him. I'm ready. Let him just agree. I'm ready to debate. I'm ready to debate him. I'm ready. I'm scripturally ready to debate him. Emotionally ready to debate him. Intellectually ready to debate him. I'm ready to debate him. Because I'm not coming from a place of I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm coming from a place where I'm a counselor. That's the place where I'm coming from. And that's my advantage. I'm coming from a place where every Tuesday I sit down with both men and women. Sometimes I get to ask men a question. A man is telling me, no, Papa, I don't know why my girlfriend is doing this and this. And I ask him, did you sleep with her? He says yes. And I ask him, why do you want to leave her? Because she's behaving anyhow. But you have slept with her. Please, Prophet Emmanuel Rema, take it easy on him. We know he doesn't have a church. No, we are aware he doesn't have it. So he doesn't have. You see, when you are talking about matters from a book perspective, it's very difficult for you to understand. But when you are talking about matters that you have interrogated, that you have sat with people and you have heard their stories and you are able to relate to their stories, your perception over those people change. And I pity small boys and small girls that are really agreeing with him, because let me tell you, life experience is the best teacher. You might judge people because you have not gone through what they have gone through. When you look at people, you look at the decisions that they made in life, you would think of yourself as an angel until you walk the path they have walked. That is why our path with God is not a judgmental path. Our path with God is a redemption path. You need to understand that. Our path with God is not a judgmental path. Our path with God is a redemption path. I know so many girls, and my heart bleeds. I know so many girls. The other day, we were counseling a girl who a group of friends made an agreement that each one of them must be going around that girl, and the girl should not know. Messed up. We are in a messed up generation. Don't come on Facebook and play God. Don't come on Facebook and play God. Don't come on Facebook and play God. I beg you. I beg you. The issue of relationship is an issue that you have to be so careful in interrogating. Because the issue of relationship has a lot of things involved in it. I remember there was a time I was staying in Charleston, and this lady came to see me. She's a banker, happily married with her husband. The moment she became pregnant, she became 6 months pregnant, the husband said, I'm no longer interested in you. I'm no longer. You see, do you understand what these people are going through? Do you understand? Do you understand how women cry when they are broken-hearted? Have you ever seen a woman cry literally like a baby? And tell you, I love this man with all of my heart. I don't know why he's doing this to me. Have you ever been in that situation, in that position? Where a person doesn't know what to do? Where a person feels like ending their life? They look at their left, they look at their right, they look at the investments they've made in that relationship, in that marriage. Have you ever been in that situation and you have the audacity, the temerity, the effrontery of coming on social media and be judgmental? A relationship is not a job. A relationship is not a job whereby your qualification can make you to stay in that relationship. It requires the grace of God to keep a relationship. I'm telling you, it requires a strange anointing to keep a relationship. It's not easy to keep a relationship. So we are not going to come here on social media and be saying all sorts of things because we want numbers. There are certain topics as a man of God you are not supposed to dive into them. You want to advise people properly. You want to advise people with the respect they deserve. Don't come on Facebook and be advising people and be calling them mileage. Don't come and do that. It's not right. And anybody that is supporting it, it's not right. We must not degenerate as a society. We must not degenerate ourselves to that level that we look at somebody and we say, look at that girl there. We must not degenerate to a level where we look at a woman and say, because this woman has got a child, then this woman is a wayward woman. We cannot even degenerate. Do you know? If you are tumpa, do you know that umuntu tiakwata avana watatu but if ya umefyonze fi puva? I'm telling you, sorry to say this, and I'm saying it in Zambian language. A woman can have 3 children from 3 different men and she can still be a victim. I'm telling you. You have not interrogated matters. When you you see, yeah. Tamamwishwom boys. A man? You don't know a man. And this is coming from a man. This is coming from a man. I'm telling you. And sorry, men, I'm not attacking you guys. I'm not really, as a man, I'm not attacking you. Men are also going through a lot. But that's a subject of another day. But today, really, let's be honest. Let's be pragmatic. Let's be intelligent enough to interrogate these matters. Sometimes we blame Facebook because people who have literally failed in ministry can open a Facebook page and become successful. We are living in a generation that has no criteria. Let me say this without fear of contradiction because now I've become personal. And I want to say this now. Facebook has no criteria. Facebook, it has no criteria. You fail in ministry, you fail to run a church properly, but you can become a very good advisor on Facebook. It's a shame. It's a shame. Why are our fathers who are successfully running ministries, why are they not talking like that? Why are they not talking like that? Why are people like Bishop Imakando not talking like that? Because they understand the dynamics of what it takes to keep a relationship. They understand the dynamics of what it takes to keep a marriage. Every day we are dealing with issues. Every day we are dealing with issues. Tumbini tumalio. To tonton kanyafiat, if you sleep with a woman, she'll give you money. Tumbin tu malio to my boys. I'm telling you the truth. Tumbio to my boys, ni tu malio. To my hunters. To hunting afie. To the Roreshafe. Oh, that woman. To hunting afie. To my hunters. I'm telling you the truth. The most easiest person to deceive is a woman. I'm telling you the truth. And a man, most of the time, has that agenda. With sexual ambiguity, with deliberate intent. I like my grammatical somersault. Men have got sexual ambiguity with deliberate intent. So, really, should we have men of God coming up on social media and raising topics that women will become a laughing stock and a demeanor? Should we reach that level of insensitiveness? Because you see, there are certain topics, once you begin to talk about them, they are going to trend. But what is the aftermath? What is the aftermath of such topics? So please, anybody that is close to Reverend Water, tell him, I've accepted to debate him. I want to debate him. I can debate him tonight. I can debate him tomorrow. He can choose the venue of the debate. If it's going to be online, my platform and his platform, let's do that. If it's going to be in a seated place where we can sit down and interrogate the matter, we can do that. I have no problem whatsoever with that. Because the statements that he raised in the subject matter have the capacity, the ability to destroy relationships. Because people will start using his statements as excuses. After all, I didn't find you a virgin. Kaya come boys. After all, I didn't find you a virgin. Kaya come boys. After all, Reverend Water said. After all, Reverend Water said. This is what they are going to start saying. Ututuma boys utu. Let me tell you that. Tualambo kulanda nombali inefi. Eba Reverend Water bari tueba. Ngari pisha marriage no mupa. Ngari pisha marriage no mupa. Who has destroyed relationships? It's you, a man of God. Eric is saying, not only a prophet, but you are a guru in grammar. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for acknowledging my grammatical somersault. Thank you so much. That's a commercial break. I like that. Eric, you like calling me Mr. Man without fear of contradiction. Thank you so much, sir. So, people will start using Reverend Water as excuse to dump their girlfriend. As excuse. Apapene. Yesterday, I pitile no pita tumbi tuari ibomfya no kuibomfya formula. Kai tuari ishwe fya kuibomfya muri generation ya wa Gen Z. Tuari ishwe fya kuibomfya formula na kai bomfya na kare formula. Na kai poka kuri ba Reverend Water. But kai ba Water walandira ngaya pisha fe mileage nino mumpa. No. We shouldn't reach at that level. We should not reach at that level, men of God. We should not. Please, I want you people to tag Reverend Water. I want him to accept I have accepted his challenge. I also want him to accept. Let's debate each other. Because Reverend Water, let me also just put it on record. Reverend Water is a very intellectual man, so he needs to meet a man who is equally an intellectual man. You see, Reverend Water is a scholar of the Bible. He needs to also meet a man that despite him having a demeanor perspective about prophets, he must also meet a man that has been to Bible school, like myself. And for many of you who might not know, I'm actually an ordained reverend. For many of you who don't know, I am an ordained reverend. So this is a battle between reverend and reverend. I'm an ordained reverend. I'm a reverend prophet. But because I choose not to use many titles, I just choose, by the grace of God, to stay with the prophetic unction. I choose just to be addressed as Prophet Ian. But otherwise, I can be addressed as a Reverend Dr. Prophet. I want to celebrate every man that respects women. I want to celebrate every man, and I want to say to you that let's try as much as possible to be good men to these women. Let's be good men to these ladies, and let's try as much as possible to protect our women. I may look like I belong to a Gen Z generation, but I don't really fit into a Gen Z generation because I started ministry in the very olden days of our fathers. So I'm a very unconventional man. I may not ascribe to the Gen Z generation as it were, but then I also would like us to be civil. Let's be civil in the way we address matters, whether on social media, whether physically, using words like Maile Jadi Pitirila. It's an insult to women. It's a demeanor to women. We should not do that. Using words like a woman is a community project. Please, let's not do that. We cannot allow ourselves to do that. I cannot overemphasize that. We can't just do that. It's not right. And when something is not right, it doesn't matter who is saying it. Let me now make a conclusion. When something is not right, it doesn't matter who is saying it. Because sometimes people have developed a credible reputation in other things. And when they begin to talk about other topics, they may not come out as credible as they are. So we must be able to call them out. The reason why I'm calling out Reverend Water, because we are living in a generation where you can be called out. That's something that I've come to understand about this generation. We are living in a generation where somebody can actually be called out. So I'm calling out Reverend Water, and I accept his challenge for anybody to debate him. I accept that. And the debate can be done anytime. I'm free to that. Those of you that have got his number, please tell him Prophet Genesis has agreed. And my number is not very difficult to find. You can simply talk to my assistant, and they'll be able to do that, set something up, and then we'll be able to debate the matter. If he has some points, those points are going to be raised. But I believe that he was speaking from a place of inexperience based on the fact that he doesn't have a church. So he may not be really invested in people's lives to a particular level where he will understand what people are going through on a daily basis. So I'm coming from that place, and really we must put sanity in the social media space, because the Gen Z generation carries everything on social media. They run with it, they begin to move with it, and they accept it as something to be gospel truth. So we must bring sanity, and we must all be responsible people to protect our sisters, protect our brothers, protect our mothers in the way we handle things. My name is Prophet Ian Genesis, and I am the man that is carrying the Genesis mandate, demonstrating the God of the beginning in the now. Without fear of contradiction, I'm ready to debate Reverend Water. God bless you. Shalom.